Alright guys, I kinda have a hot take here, but I kinda like the Horizon games. I know it's kinda crazy that a game that's made hundreds of millions of dollars and is one of PlayStation's biggest IPs and widespread critical acclaim, but somehow, someway, the internet just doesn't really like the Horizon franchise. Now with this video, I'm gonna give y'all my honest opinion and experience with Horizon, try to figure out where some of this hate is coming from, and in the end, hopefully I can change some of your guys' mind. So let's first start with my opinion, the best entry in the Horizon franchise, Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, I didn't play Horizon Zero Dawn when it first came out. I actually played it just last year. At first, it was hard for me to believe that this was the same studio that made Killzone. Playing the co-op campaign in Killzone 3 was one of my childhood favorite memories. Now with Horizon Zero Dawn, I didn't really know what to expect. All I knew was that this game had pretty good reviews. So I picked up a pre-owned PS4 copy and I played it. Now this is where I can see where the haters are coming from. I couldn't get into it at first. So at first I thought this game was going to be more of an explorer type game, where you kind of spend your time in the big open world. And on top of that, the voice acting was just kind of off. All these dialogue scenes, they just kind of felt unnatural a bit, but I didn't mind it too much, especially since one of my favorite games ever, Mass Effect, has the same issue. So overall, in the beginning of this game, I just wasn't really rocking with it. But I got up all the way until the Proving. Now I don't want to spoil it too much, but this is where the first major twist of the story begins, and this is where the action part of the gameplay starts to unravel itself. And honestly, after the Proving, that's where it all started to click for me, because in my opinion, the gameplay is one of the biggest strengths of Horizon, more specifically fighting the machines. And as the game progresses, you get more tools at your disposal to take down these machines. There's just something very satisfying about taking down huge machines that you put a lot of resources into. But it's not just machines, you take down humans as well, but I guess in a not so sinister way. Damn, Aloy might be a mass murderer, but so is Nathan Drake and Jin Sakai. But anyways, if I could compare it to another game, honestly, this feels a lot like Assassin's Creed. You get to hide in the grass, you do your stealth assassinations. You also do a lot of parkour as well, and the parkour feels very smooth and very fluid. Aloy just feels like a superhuman. So overall, the gameplay to me is very fun. It's a mix of Assassin's Creed plus killing giant robots. But what takes this game over the edge for me is the story. Horizon Zero Dawn's story is the absolute best feature of the franchise. The story is progressed by the mystery of who Aloy is and how the world came to be like this. And as you keep playing, the story takes a lot more twists and turns, and with its big open world, you unlock a lot more secrets about the lore. And I think that's what brings it together also beautifully, is that the main character, the open world, and the lore, it's all connected, it's all tied together beautifully. I like the message of the story that yes, technology can be used for greed, but we can also use technology to help the world. Even when the end is near, we as humans can dig down deep and find a way to save the planet. There's villains like Ted Farrell that you'll love to hate, but there's also heroic characters like Elizabeth Sobek that will restore your faith in humanity.
It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. Join me and help make that future real.
The story always keeps you engaged and always gives you a reason to keep playing, and with the open world, it builds upon the story even more and always gives you activities so you never run out of stuff to do. I mentioned in the beginning the voice acting was kind of off, but that's only true for some parts. As the story progresses, you meet amazing side characters. One of the standouts being Silence, voiced by Lance Reddick, and there's also Erend, who's really funny, and there's also my personal favorite, Talana. Unfortunately, she's tucked away in the Hunter's Lodge side activities, so you kind of have to go out of your way to meet her. In my opinion, she should have been just forced into the main story, so gamers are forced to meet her, so you don't easily miss out on such an amazing character. And honestly, she should have been the love interest for Aloy as well. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. My point is, Horizon Zero Dawn is great, and the story had me so hooked that I bought a PS5 just for the sequel. And I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I booted up the game and the opening cinematic played, man, that had me hyped. Now in a lot of ways, Horizon Forbidden West is a step up from Zero Dawn. The gameplay is even better now, specifically the spear gameplay. You can do a bunch of crazy combos and chain together all these attacks. And I've seen people play Forbidden West in ways that I can't even comprehend. The way I've seen some people play Forbidden West, it looks like a work of art. However, my biggest issue with Forbidden West is that it's too big for its own good sometimes. The world is even bigger, the story is even longer. I mean, the dialogue in this game, I mean, there's a lot of yapping, I'm not gonna lie. But the dialogue itself, it's done better than Zero Dawn. The voice acting is a definite step up from its predecessor. We even get a performance from Carrie-Anne Moss, she's really good as well. While I do prefer Zero Dawn, I still really enjoyed the story of Forbidden West. We get a new threat this time, and the stakes are raised even higher. Forbidden West really feels like a big budget AAA game. Yes, I can't can't believe games cost $70 nowadays, but it's hard to argue that Forbidden West isn't worth that full price tag. And there's also the Burning Shores DLC, and look, I'm a little biased here because I'm a movie fan, but having Hollywood as the backdrop and having the villain be an ex-movie star, that's kinda beast, I'm not gonna lie. Plus we get a literal Jurassic Park, pair that with the other awesome locations of the main story, like the Blade Runner inspired desert and unique takes on Las Vegas and San Francisco. You put all these together and you get an open world where you want to spend time exploring. Also, one more thing I forgot to mention about Forbidden West, and that's the graphics. I thought playing Horizon Zero Dawn on the PS4, I thought that was good enough, but man, playing Horizon Forbidden West on my 4K HDR TV, on my PS5, honestly, it's probably the best looking game I've ever played in my life. I mean, there's a good argument to be made that it's one of the best looking games ever, and I know whether a game has good graphics or not, it's not a good indicator of its quality. However, being able to play a game where it just looks so damn good in every single frame, that does elevate your playing experience. Overall, for Horizon Forbidden West, I did have my issues with it, but in a lot of other ways, it is a step up from Zero Dawn. In the end, I played 2 Horizon games that I thoroughly enjoyed, and I'm excited for a third one. Now, I'm sure there are lots of people who agree with me. I'm sure there's a lot of people who disagree with me. Now, if you don't like Horizon, I respect your opinion. In fact, I didn't even like it at first until I gave it an honest shot. And I think that's what's holding some people back, is that I don't think they give Horizon an honest shot. But the bigger reason the games are getting hate is because of the remasters and the Lego game. For the Lego game, I could kind of excuse it. I mean, it is something different, it's more tailored towards kids, and maybe there's people out there who just want something a little different. As for the Zero Dawn remastered, I personally don't think that Horizon Zero Dawn needs a remaster, especially since I played it on the PS4 and I think it looked great on the PS4. I don't agree with people having to pay full price to be able to experience Horizon Zero Dawn. The reason I played Zero Dawn in the first place was because I got a pre-owned copy, and yes, it does feel like another remaster from Sony. Like, where the damn games at, bro? So yeah, the business practices kind of suck, but to say the games themselves suck, I just don't see it that way. But if you did spend some time with Horizon and you still don't like it, then that's perfectly valid. I mean, there are a lot of open world games out there, and Horizon is just another one to add to the list. But if you put in the time, the games reward you. And if you're the type of gamer who dives into lore, you get to appreciate the games in a different light, and you can probably piece together what comes next. And look, I get it, it's not like this franchise needs any more sales. I just wanted to make this video to address the online narratives that I'm seeing, that this game's overrated, or they suck, or Horizon Forbidden West is disappointing. I just don't see it that way, but you might disagree with me, and that's perfectly valid. The most important thing for me is that you don't blindly follow other people's opinions, and whether you like it or not, there's gonna be people who will buy the Lego Horizon games and the Horizon Zero Dawn remastered, because the fact of the matter is, it's probably a safe bet. If you take a top-selling franchise and you put out something related to that franchise, it's gonna make money. And look, their takes might not go viral on Twitter, but Horizon fans do exist, and there's a lot of them. But to me, the gameplay is very fun and fluid, the story is captivating, the lore is very interesting, and as for an open world, I enjoy this open world more than other open world games. And if you don't have a PS5 already, getting Horizon Forbidden West on the PS5, it's an amazing experience. Or if you have a PC, you can play both on PC, they look great on PC as well. In the end, you might not agree with the business practices, but for the quality of the games though, I think that's worth giving Horizon an honest shot.
Cease is holding his own. Was holding his own. PlayStation